welcome to PQ, where we watch and talk about music as classical musicians. And welcome to our second video of today. We are gonna do a request by one of you guys. This song is from Timbo, one of our supporters on Buy Me a Coffee. So thank you for your song suggestion and for your request. This is Snarky Puppy. The name of the song is Lingus. And if you're smart enough, you would realize the relationship between this song and this morning song. So we're not gonna say anything more, but we thought that that would be the perfect connection to put these two songs together in one day. And we are so excited for this one. Actually, I have a feeling it's just mostly instrumental, but it's 10 minutes, so we should probably get it started and see how it goes. I'm just gonna try to only pause maybe twice so we don't lose the flow a lot. Also, it's like a longer song, so you can listen to big portions at a time. So here we go. Let's just wait here, even though I think that's the worst moment. But my brain is like filled with questions, or assumptions that I have to get them out. I've been trying to find a second to pause. Are they? Because I saw the headphones of the audience say silent disco. So does that mean that they can just hear them through the headphones? And if that's the case,
I guess so.
and then how are the musicians? So the musicians can hear each other, or is it just based on interaction? I feel like so many, I just got a feeling that maybe the musicians cannot hear each other, so they're just going based on
No, I think they can
interaction,
hear
but that's not possible, right?
through the headphones.
So they hear each other
They
through the
can
headphones.
hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know what I just really, it got in my mind that it's just something suspicious is going on in here. I don't know why. I just got this vibe that something is going on, and I couldn't stop thinking about what is going on. Why are they having silent disco headphones? But anyway, now that we pause, we can talk a little bit about it. I really like the fact that each of the instruments are kind of treated as its own like independent person. It really like captures the meaning of ensemble, but in a way that everybody is doing their own thing, and then just their whole interaction together makes it something like a conversational moment. It doesn't really feel like, if you take out, for example, one part of the instrument, it doesn't really feel like anything is missing. Or if you, for example, add a second layer or like a fifth layer or 10th layer of instrument, again, it feels like people can like come and go by their lines, and just like it still makes sense. I don't know. It's just, it has a different feel of ensemble. It's not like a ensemble in a classical meaning that I had in mind.
Yeah, I really enjoyed how they were playing with the rhythm, and how they were creating these cool polyrhythms, which sometimes was completely like a different rhythm and a rhythm feeling, and sometimes was just this like one line was playing on the beat, and one line, another line or another instrument was playing upbeat, so it was like a cool different thing was happening, but it was just downbeat, the difference between starting on downbeat and upbeat. And also this polyphony that it was creating, by how different vibes and how much of different vibe and different themes that every instrument was playing, as you said, or every layer was playing. And I really love the contrast between this da 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 da, like this really tired and slow. And I think the player was purposely even played more um tired,
Yeah.
or I don't know, it was like it was making more longer,
Yeah.
like keeping the notes until the edge, that you don't lose the tempo, and your tempo is not slower than the other people, but it feels like you are playing like half a tempo, because it was just taking the notes so long until the riskiest moment that you will lose the tempo, but then and then he was changing. And it reminded me of like, because another layer, I don't remember now what melody was it, or what instrument was it, but the other layer that was exactly playing in that time, that it was playing at first, and then in the last note of this like this was starting. It was such a like sharp and like really going forward and fast, and like, I don't know, really present and active kind of theme. And then this tired melody, and this kind of playing, it reminded me of, and also the other part before and after this trumpet part, this tired trumpet part comes, is really active, and everybody are like running and like really doing the like on the tempo and everything. And it reminded me of when you have 8 hours of sleep at night, and you wake up and you're like, okay, I'm going to the gym and I will be so active and everything is going forward, and then you come back and you make a like a protein shake or something, and then in the opposite part, the trumpet part, was the time that you didn't sleep, like for maybe for 1 or 2 hours, and you wake up and you're like, you're not even in this world, and everything feels slower and you are acting slower because your brain cannot function, and you're like, you're doing your daily activities, or like you're walking, but everything feels so slow and so heavy,
dragging.
so it reminded me exactly like that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I can't wait for the rest of it. So let's go ahead and maybe listen to like 3 or 4 minutes more. we gotta pause. Like, there's no way we cannot not talk about it. I was gonna let it go, but I was like, we have to like unfold this solo section together before moving on.
Besides from the crazy music until now I have a lot of questions. As you said, it was so simple for me to, but now I was like, but if it's silence, and we cannot hear anything, other than in the headphone, then what's the purpose of putting the microphones on the instruments? And I was thinking that maybe with the synthesizer or like the keyboards or other, like some other instruments, you can put them so that you just hear it on the headphone. But for the trumpets, how did they did it so that nobody else can hear the trumpets? Yeah, my earpod had no charge more, so I had to change to the headphones. Yeah, exactly,
in the solo
because
section.
I wanted to, look the same. It's nothing about the charge of them. I just got jealous that everybody has headphones.
I need headphones. Now I feel so left out.
Yeah. Yeah, but I have so many questions. And then I was thinking about the thing that you said, if they don't hear the instruments, don't hear each other. And I was thinking that would be so cool, because that would explain the whole polyrhythm or something. And they would like say that, yeah, let's have an experiment or something. And then we would, something they decide before, like 4 bars, we play like this, and then we change, or in this time signature or something, and then we will just play. And that would be so cool and so hard. But I think maybe not, because it was the synthesizer player, which wow, was playing, the other, like a guitarist or something, was vibing with it. So I was like, okay, so they can maybe hear each other, and it wouldn't make really, it would they would be so it would be so hard, because to really not hear each other. Aside from the how it would be difficult to exactly be really together as an ensemble, and like ending with the note, and then starting another layer with exact the same time or something. But I could see that, for example, when the theme of an instrument was changing, the vibe of the rhythm of the drums that was playing was also changing, and it was so matching each other. So if they couldn't hear each other, I think they had to do
I think they
crazy
can
amount
hear
of
each other,
practice.
That
Or
doesn't make sense.
I also think so. But that wouldn't make any sense to have at least the instruments, the players, to have the headphones.
I don't know. I don't know. I think there's something like so simple, but we're just not, because we don't know much about like music production and electronics. I think they're definitely like going through like a mixer or something, and then that's how they hear it. That's why all the trumpets are mic'd up. Actually, I'm not sure though. But I don't know why I just got suspicious in the beginning. I'm just gonna look it up later on. But it says, I was looking at the description to like figure things out, but it says free of overdubs, and it's just filmed and recorded live, obviously. And then it just list of musicians that are playing here. But that was very interesting about the polyrhythm that you just said, because from the moment that everything cleared out for the keyboard solo, you could still hear just one layer of drums. But then it was very interesting that, first of all, that by itself was very unpredictable. Like, it was very syncopated, the way that he was playing it. But at the same time, like on surface, it didn't make any sense with the rhythm of the keyboard player. But then when they were like playing together, I was like, oh, that sounds good. It really, really reminded me the whole ensemble. I mean, we have like 2-3 minutes left of it to listen to, but it really reminded me of, for example, when you go in like a big party or like a restaurant, and everybody is talking to each other, and all you can hear is not necessarily not everything makes sense, like lines up together, but at the same time all of that like sounds together, they kind of like make sense like an ensemble. So like all these conversations that are happening, they don't necessarily like match in rhythms or syncopations, or that there's so many polyrhythms, and then there's a lot of harmonies and melodies that are shaping at the same time, a lot of different characters, as you said. So it's very interesting that to see how all that like shapes together as a big group, and it's like live. So it's also not, I'm sure it says like written, arranged, and produced by Michael League, which is the bass player. So I'm not sure how much of it is improvised, but it's like a 11 minutes of live music that is just all like shaping together. So yeah, still so many questions on the table about like how they did that, but let's just go ahead and end this, finish watching it.
Wow.
Wow, that was so cool.
Well, I don't think that by seeing this, people would realize how hard this was and how much virtuosity it requires to play this, because the rhythms that, first of all, the rhythms that they were playing weren't like, okay, I will play, I will have this figure and then I will continue having it. It was always changing. And for example, towards the ends, the things that trumpet was playing, that was really like some very cool upbeat and downbeat things that sometimes you had to play upbeat and sometimes very unexpected you have to play, like it wasn't repeating itself, and it was constantly, everything constantly changing, like time signature, everything, and it was all happening in a very fast thing, and it was like going and going, and if you would lost like one tiny like second, even less than a second, or be too late or too early, it would like break the whole system down. And that never happened. It was such a clean performance, and it's really not that easy. And the fact that everything was so controlled, like the sound that the sharpness of the sound that the trumpet was making, or like the way that the synthesizer was playing, everything was completely so in control and very like I don't know, clean, and it's really not that easy in this tempo and with this kind of a change that everything was changing. And I saw in the front there were like a couple violinists that has also headphones, and I think it was like a longer performance, and one of their songs they didn't have the strings. Maybe other songs they had the strings or something. And I also saw that one of the players was cheating and had one side of the headphones out to hear. I mean, it's really annoying if you play an instrument, especially if you play something that requires to really hear yourself and correct yourself intonation wise. It's really so annoying to have your both ears completely closed, even though you can hear yourself in the microphone. So I can really understand that. I would also have done that I would take one of the ears off so that I can hear myself in the moment.
Yeah, it was so interesting that I also, first of all, I looked it up, like about why they did that and what it is. But before getting into that and wrapping it up, it was so interesting for me to hear. I mean, yeah, there were so many people, so many characters, so many instruments, but it was also interesting that how many like genres of music they were getting like inspired by, like the solo movement, the solo section that he had, but kind of like a lot of like harmonies were kind of like jazz moments, like blues harmonies that you would hear. But and then toward the end, when there was like a kind of like an ensemble, or like I don't know how you call it, like question and answer going on between the keyboard and the saxophone. I think the saxophone players. It also reminded me of a lot of call and response moment that they were going for. And then there's obviously like all these other different genres that were happening. So it was very interesting to kind of see that, kind of like I don't know, like a mixture of everything together, and it all kind of makes sense. So it was very pleasant to listen to and see all the interactions together. But the thing is, they can hear each other, obviously, but then they hear the perfect mix of everything. All the musicians hear that, and then the audience hear everything through their headphones. So that way, it's kind of like an illusion of live performance, but with the clarity of a studio recording, because everything is clear. I mean, there's nothing to bleed into each other. When you play live, obviously you cannot get the best sound quality because you don't have that controlled environment. But this is kind of like a bridge between that and that. So you still have the audience, but you still can like control everything, all the instruments to go through that mix, and then everything is clear. So that's the reason that everybody had headphones, and that was very interesting. Like the whole concept of it was because of that they did that. It was kind of like a bridge between these two live session and a recording session. So it was very interesting. Now I'm curious to hear more of them and see what they're all about. Are they like a fixed band, or they change? I don't know. Like, there again, so many more questions now. It's just pop in my head. But it was a very nice and surprising experience to watch them interact like that, and like, I guess, a unique ensemble together like that. So thank you, Timbo, for suggesting this song to us, and we hope you guys enjoyed the song as well. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you want to support us more, there's a buy me a coffee link in the description. We'll see you guys tomorrow with our next video. Bye.